right, so today I'm going to talk about how consistency is my superpower and how it could be possibly yours. But let me not front. I realize that consistency is not for everybody, and that's why it's important that you get you a coach. Hey there, my name is Lesline, and I am your favorite nurse yogi. I am a registered nurse with 12 years of healthcare experience, and I'm also a certified yoga instructor with 5 years of teaching experience. Today, we are talking about consistency. If you are somebody that's like, I try to be consistent and it never happens, and you're, all of these things, right? And you're just like, I need somebody to hold me accountable, this is the place you need to be. I wanted to discuss this because what I've realized is my whole life I've been consistent. I have an internal drive, a fire that I can't describe. When I'm locked into whatever it is, one of the first things that always comes to mind for me is going through nursing school. And at this time, I know one person, actually, I was talking with them and they're starting nursing school, and I was like, don't give up, don't let up. And she's like, girl, I'm not, like, my mom would get so mad at me or whatnot. And I just, sorry, I like losing my train of thought, but we are going to trudge along. If you don't know already, I am doing a 100-day YouTube challenge, and today is like day 85 or 86. And recently I shouted out that I crossed the 80-day straight threshold. I shared that on my short form platforms like Instagram, and I tagged Glow Graphics. And if you don't know who Glow Graphics is, she is Glow Graphics over here as well on YouTube. She is the one that inspired me to start the 100-day YouTube challenge. She is actually, I saw yesterday, I believe over on Threads, she has been posting for like over 365 days. So she's been posting for more than a year. Every day, y'all, she makes a post, and they're at least 20 to 30 minutes. And her whole thing behind the 20 to 30 minute video, and she's very forthcoming. Like, she gives a lot of free advice. When I tell you a lot, and because I'm somebody, I'm making sure my phone's not ringing. Okay. Because I'm somebody that I love when people are very forthcoming with the advice they give. And because I'm somebody that's I'm very consistent, I'm conscientious, I'm disciplined, I'm motivated, like internally, I don't, for certain things, need a coach or accountability. When I see somebody that I admire online and they are giving out this information so freely, I listen to every word that they say. And so one of the things that Glow was saying, and I will also plug this, she does offer her own course where she teaches you how to do the 100-day. Like, she figured out like this whole YouTube algorithm, because it's a beast, y'all. It's a beast. And she created a whole digital offering. So if you're somebody that's like, I need that hand holding, I would highly recommend you do it. I have not paid to do the 100-day YouTube challenge that she offers, but as somebody that has my own digital assets, I understand how important, and also her being a Black woman as well, to share with you those resources that she has. And so one of the things that she says freely on, like, all the time, she's like 20 to 30 minutes. Like, that's what the algorithm wants, because when it comes to the watch time, and we're going to continue talking about consistency, but I feel like either you're here because you are wanting to be more consistent on YouTube, or maybe you're wanting to be more consistent on social media in general, or hell, you want to be more consistent in your health. I got you in all of these ways. So we're going to like just talk about consistency in general, even though YouTube probably don't like that I'm saying in general. I need to be niche. So she was saying 20 to 30 minutes helps with your watch time. And there's like all these other big words I don't really understand when it comes to compounding and all of this. But I'm at the point in my YouTube journey where I crossed 1,000 subscribers, did that. But now I'm working on my watch time. And I want to shout out Glow here. So after I made that post a couple days ago that I did it, I crossed 80 days, she actually came back over here on YouTube and watched a few of my videos and commented. And I really appreciate that, because I also want to shout out Laura. Like, Laura, thank you for watching my videos and always commenting and liking every single video. it means the world. It really does, because sometimes I feel like I'm just talking into a void. And that actually makes it better. It makes me feel more comfortable, because I'm like, well, and this is not true because Laura is watching, Glow is watching, like I know y'all are watching, but I'm just like, what I'm about to say, I don't want to dismiss, but I'm like, nobody's going to listen to me. Like when I first started those first few days, I'm like, this is just going to be my diary. And I'm going to continue having these diary posts, because something else that Glow shared was a YouTube video actually of this guy who like studied thousands and thousands of YouTube videos. And one of the main things he was saying is that in this world of AI where you're like, is that AI or nah? People really like the sit down, like, or just where you're being your authentic self. And I know that authentic self phrase, I'm kind of weird about it, because I don't see it enough. And so that's why I will come on this camera. If this is your first time seeing me, you're like, wow, you're all done up or whatever. But go back, roll the tape, go back just yet or 2 days ago. Like I'd come on as is. And I do that on purpose to encourage you. Not that you have to be a content creator or show up online. It was actually really interesting. My daughter the other day, she's 6. Every day I tell my family, I'm recording a video, right? If they're here, so they don't interrupt me. And if you watch all of my videos, my kids do interrupt, and we keep it in, right? And my daughter the other day was like, Mommy, are you doing videos so you can become famous? And I was like, damn. When I tell you she's wise beyond her years, like she be peeping game. And I was like, no, I'm on here to help people. Like I'm here to help women, specifically new moms, show new moms how to put themselves first through yoga. And this, like social media, YouTube specifically, is my conduit for you to get to know me, right? So I was like, no, it's not for fame, because y'all know there's so many famous people. Like you hear people like the actors and actresses from the 90s who are broke, and it's like, I'm not even saying that in any type of way, but it's like they like did so much for the culture. Like I'm talking like Black 90s art, actors and actresses. And then just to hear now when we've all full grown and they be like, I ain't got nothing. Like I don't own anything or whatever. And that breaks my heart, And so I say that though, is like, I don't want to be famous, like just for fame's sake. I just want I want to feel seen, which I have been, and I want you to feel seen as well, right? So going back, and I meant to share that story about my daughter. If I already shared it, my bad, but she actually said that to me the other day, and I was like, oh, I gotta share this in one of my videos for you all. So with consistency, I've heard different things with consistency, and I think people get triggered with the word consistency because they are not consistent. So then they cop out. What I'm getting at is this. I've heard things like everybody's consistency is different. What? I don't know. I don't even like some of the some of the things I hear. I'm just like, okay, but like, if you want the result that you're saying, whatever it is, is if you want to gain weight, or if you want to lose weight, if you want to become stronger, if you want to save money, if you want to monetize on social media, you have to be consistent. So for people, I don't know, it was weird. I honestly just like blocked it. Like it didn't even like seep into my brain, as you can see, but it was like everybody's consistency is different. And yes, but if you have a specific goal, and I'm going to plug my 12-week preventative healthcare program here. If you have a health-related goal that you're just like, man, I just can't. And like when I'm talking about health-related goals specifically, I'm talking about like preventative health wise. And I know like that's what I'm trying to work on my wording with this better, because I feel like, especially working in the healthcare industry as a nurse, People don't start taking care of their health till after the cancer diagnosis, after they've been diagnosed with diabetes, after the heart attack, after they're now on dialysis and there's no return from that typically. And so I'm still working on my wording of why preventative health is so important, and I'm working on it. But know that if you are, let me say it like this, wanting to restart your wellness journey, your health and wellness journey, and you need accountability, I will leave the information down below with all of the information on my 12-week health program. There are 3 tiers. There's the first tier, which is you do it yourself. So you go through all of the modules by yourself, and there's recordings just like this where I'm sitting down talking with you, worksheets, workbooks, nutrition, meal prep stuff, 60 plus pages of meals that you can make. What else? Yoga video, so stretching, meditation. It's chock full. So that's the first tier. The second tier is the cohort option, where it's you and 4 other women, and we go through the program together. So what that looks like detail wise is we hop on 3 calls. So 1 call to kick off, yay, you started the program. That's but week 1, and then week 6, so like halfway through the program, we meet again. These are all virtual calls, and you come to me with any of your questions or you hung up. In between like week 1 and week 6, you have access to a virtual space where you can bring your questions, ask me anything. I'll also share resources that I'm using to continue furthering my health journey. And then between 6 weeks, so then at the end, week 12, we do a final call, graduation, you did it. And then in between week 6 and 12, again, you can just ask questions in our forum. It is not a Facebook thing. It's my thing that I own. So you don't have to log on to Facebook or none of that. It's my own domain, if you will. And in that domain, I'm getting a little software developer-y. There is a virtual space that is where you can type and talk with the other women and build your own community. And then the third option is if you're like, girl, I just need you and me. Like, I need you to hold my hand every single day. That's the one-on-one option, and the investment and all that information is down below. So being that I'm so consistent, and people really like that. So a lot of people talk shit about consistency, but when you are consistent, people treat you better. They trust you. They give you things. I'm not even like, we talking real straight shooter, no chaser, however that saying goes. I'm not fronting you. Like, I'm not saying like, because they're just like, wow, you are disciplined. Like when I'm telling you these things and I'm instilling these things in my kids, because these characteristics will take you further than any degree. They will take you further than any degree. If you are a hard worker, and I know hard worker is getting a bad rap right now. The girls don't want to work, right? The girls say soft life. And I want you to have that soft life. I want that soft life. But right now, we building, right? We're building. And this season, I'm being really intentional about the build. And I now have a team that is helping me, because I still kind of catch myself, if you will, like, girl, you've been building this business for 5 years now. Like, when are you going to let up? The first 5 years, if we're going to be honest, like, well, there's been highs, there's been lows, lows, like as with anything in life, right? But now that I actually have somebody one-on-one that is helping me, that knows me both personally and business, shout out to Merlene, I know I'm going to go far, and I'm going to sustain the growth that is happening and is going to happen, right? And yeah, so consistency is the name of the game. But this is what y'all want to hear. How do I become consistent? You become consistent by first focusing on your health. If you do not focus on your health, you can't be a content creator. Like, you shouldn't be a content creator. this is my page, so I can say that. I'm not going to, like, you should not be a content creator if you're not focusing on your health. Health is an all-encompassing thing that includes the following: your sleep. Are you getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night? Your physical health. Are you exercising at least 3 times a week for 30 minutes? And I'm not just talking about doing a cute little walk. I'm talking about those 30-minute exercises that you are doing. Is your heart rate going up? Are we hitting that target heart rate for your cardiovascular system to sustain, to stay healthy, to improve, to build longevity? Okay. And then mental health. Are you seeing a therapist? Or are you doing something like, do you have a spiritual healer, a Reiki healer, somebody? Or are you going to church? Like, are you doing something? And I guess that should be separate. My apologies. Mental health therapy, right? So mental health, do you have a therapist? The fourth one is your spiritual health. So like a Reiki healer, church, whatever modality that you believe in. I am pushing nothing on you. I just want you to be well, right? And then what else do we have? Relational health. Ooh, that one is a little touchy for me. Relational health. Like, how are you nourishing the relationships that you say mean the most, but you ain't really giving those people the time of day, right? So what other bases of health are they? So going back to physical health, because that's really my bag. Physical health is your movement, and it's also, so it's the movement, like you moving your body, exercise. It's called a thing, exercise, and your nutrition. So nutrition goes under physical. It also goes under mental, because we are what we eat. So if we're eating like shit, you are going to be feeling sad and depressed and having existential crisis. You're gonna have these things. And so we're all adults, right? It's a matter of you taking accountability and being like, hey, I need to start nourishing my body better. And you're gonna be fascinated. It's gonna be you will have a light bulb. You'll be like, damn, that girl online was right. I just had to eat an apple and like eat some cruciferous vegetables. I love that word, because cruciferous, like, what is it really? It's, if I remember it correctly, let me tell you all the right thing. Define cruciferous. Let's see. I just love that word, because cruciferous. Here we go. Cruciferous. Nutrient dense plants. They're high in fiber, vitamin C and K. So like broccoli, kale, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. You need to be eating a cruciferous vegetable every day. Every day. If you are not shitting and you're wondering why you're so angry, like you be angry at everybody. You know that saying, you're full of shit? It, like, if you're actually full of shit, then you start you're talking shit. Like, do you see where we're going? So it's like, I'm being so for real though, because when you start doing that internal work, and that was something else. I'm gonna close up because we're almost at the 20-minute mark. So with Glow shouting me out, I wanted to hide. I was like, BRB going to go vomit. I put that on my Instagram story. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, I need to do some internal work. Like I wrote that too. I was like, BRB going to vomit. Why is it that I want to hide when women that inspire me are actually giving me compliments? Like she wrote back again. I was like, girl, we don't gotta actually communicate. Like, go be great. You go be great. I'm good. She was like, no, like your videos is good. Like your aura, like, she was like, you're like easy to watch. And I was like, oh my gosh. Cause I actually heard, I follow not a lot of food. I'm not a food creator, but I'll watch people that like captivate my energy, right? And there's this one Black woman creator, Wicked Confections. She does a lot of shorts. So pretty. She does up her whole face, and then she like cooks meals. And so one of the videos though, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it had me thinking too, like when I'm talking about one thing, people are probably wanting to know something else. So with this lady, I'm like looking at her like cooking, but I'm like, I want to see you do like your makeup. Like I want to know how you get your makeup so nice. Mind you, she doesn't do that. So there was a video though where she was showing her like content creators setup, and in the video she was like, you don't have to get any of this because promise, she's like, if you get this, she was like, she was like, buying this equipment is not gonna make you more exciting. And I was like, oh, because what she's saying is people like, I'm talking real bad today, but I'll like see people like buy all this stuff, right? And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, like that's amazing. Can't wait to see your content. Tumbleweeds over there. I ain't seen no posts in the last, 30 days. It's like, so why are you buying? Like, you really think, and this goes back to why with consistency, with being something that's motivated, it's all internal. It all starts with yourself. Shout out to Emma Greed's book, right? It all starts with you. You cannot expect, this goes for every area of life. You cannot expect, I'm going to buy this camera that Leslie has. I have my DJI Pocket Osmo 3. That is what I'm recording on. I'm going to buy the camera that Leslie has, and that's going to make me be more consistent. It's not. It's not. It's not. I bought this camera because this is what was happening. I am very consistent, post daily content across multiple platforms, right? And my phone, I was doing it on my phone. My phone was full. It was full of shit. No, it was not full of shit. It was full of good content. But it was full. And it was then becoming a barrier to me creating more content. You see where we're going? So if you are being consistent, let's give another example. Say you are wanting to gain or lose weight. I'm saying gain first because like a lot of people want to lose weight, but there is people that do want to gain weight. I know people personally that want to gain weight, and if you're wanting to do that, right, you need to exercise. You need to exercise for the muscle, and you need to make sure you're eating those cruciferous vegetables and eating lots of protein, right? The cruciferous vegetables are important also for the fiber because you can't just be eating protein because it'll make you full of shit. Like you'll stay stopped up. So you also have to have the fiber, right? So you have to do those things. But what happens when it comes to gaining or losing weight? Barriers will come up, right? The barrier may be this. I don't have the time to go to the gym, right? So then what do? You have to minimize the barrier. There's something else that's with that, but what I'm saying is this. You have to make the hard thing as easy as possible. Like, you have to eliminate all of the barriers. So with exercise, create a home gym. And you don't have to buy the full gym that you might see this person online have. It can simply be going to Five Below, getting a yoga mat. Five Below has almost everything you need to do an effective workout. They have yoga mats. They have weights. They have weighted vests. Just go to your local Five Below, get you that. And then you just pick a specific place in your home. That's something else. Our brains, they're very weird. Not weird, but it goes back to routine. Because in order to be consistent, you have to have a routine. You see, and I talk about all this in my 12-week health program. So in my house, right, we work out in our garage. And there's a designated area in the garage. We have a 2-car garage, and there's a corner that's where we work out. And we know that we got to keep that area tidy, right? So just there's just little things that you can do to decrease the making things hard for you, right? So going back with social media and being consistent, because that's what everybody would be obsessed with, right? If you are already consistent, and then now, like with my case, I was posting daily content, right? And then towards the end, before I got my phone, before I got this camera, I was like, okay, I can't make a video today. That's not good. Then I had to delete and like all this stuff and I'm adding more time, right? Whereas if I just have a designated camera, my life has been so much easier. So those are just some tips on how I am consistent. I know it's hard, But it's only hard because you don't have accountability. You don't have help. You don't have a why. You don't have the drive. And I'm here for you. I got you, because we got to start with the health first. Health first before we get into the social media. Because social media, y'all, you got to have a clear mind. You have to be mentally, physically, spiritually good before you start putting out into these social media streets. Because we cleaning up, like the people that have good we cleaning up all the mess, right? All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye for now.